intro music?
You know, we're just trying to up it a little bit.
Just a little bit. Thank you, Alicia, our sound man for the show.
I said she's the sound engineer. Yes.
Sound engineer. That sounds more professional. I like that.
I wish.
Well, welcome everybody to another episode of Behind
the
Beauty.
Welcome everyone. We are so as you know, I use Ecamm Live and I converted everyone to Ecamm Live, and we're just trying something new today. Mm-hmm. Let us know how we're doing.
Right. Give us feedback.
Ladies, take it away. Yes. Who do we have this evening on Behind the Beauty?
Y'all not ready?
Y'all not ready. I mean, honestly, every single week we say it, but really, are y'all really ready?
They're not, but Kelsee.
They're not. All right. We have one of the, oh my gosh, most beautiful guests that we've had here on this channel. She's beautiful inside and out. We have Loraine, the owner, the CEO, the boss behind Coloured Raine here on Behind the Beauty.
Hi. How are you queens today?
Doing well. How are you?
You all look so beautiful. I love it.
You do too. You are so gorgeous,
guys,
and I love
so beautiful. So
I love like I need to pull my braids
every
up.
One of you. Thank you. You know I'm culture all the way.
Stylish.
I'm about culture all the way. I love culture. I'm
love
addicted to culture. You know, you guys know how I feel about it.
Yes, we do.
Definitely.
Yes, so we did a little bit of an intro here, but tell us a few things about yourself and Coloured Raine and introduce yourself to the people. But they already know who you are, though, to be real. Like, we already know.
There's still a lot of people who don't know who I am. Hello, everyone. My name is Loraine. I am the owner and founder of Coloured Raine Cosmetics, the brand that is known for its uber pigmentation. A little bit about myself. I am Loraine, like I said, the CEO, and I started the brand about almost 8 years ago. So we're about 8 years old, and we are a brand that we custom make our cosmetics here in the United States. And we are known for our poppin' bold colors, whether it goes from eyeshadow to lip products. We are known to be uber saturated. And, you know, obviously I wanted some beauty products to stand out on us queens. And so that's how Coloured Raine was born. Colored, obviously standing for the various skin tones and hues within our culture and just in general. And then Raine just stemming from my first name, Loraine. Coloured Raine is a beauty brand. Our mission is that we celebrate beauty by through sorry, I'm getting tongue-tied here. Through unity and diversity, not just by being inclusive, because anyone can be inclusive, but it's important to, you know, be diverse and basically just spreading the word about unity. And that's something that we've always believed in from day one. So.
And we recognize that fully.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And completely.
I'm super happy that people are starting to see the mission of the brand. So this makes me happy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Do you have your color palette?
Oh
my gosh, Elise. Yes, I'm living.
He does not play.
I need to get one. I'm sitting at my makeup station, so I may as well pick up the
I'm waiting on my order to
everyone.
come. I don't have that, but I'm waiting for my order to come. It should be here tomorrow, I think. So I have more stuff coming.
Oh, some eyeshadows?
I have some eyeshadows, blush and highlighter palettes.
I love you, Chelsea. Thank you.
Of course. I'm waiting for Safari to come back. So while I'm waiting for Safari to come back, wait. You said she was on your IG Live.
I said that, well, she's not coming back permanently. However, she will make her special appearances every now and again. You just got to be ready.
I'm going to be ready. So in the meantime, I ordered the Safari single shadows to hold me over. But
you know, I'm super proud of her. I'm like so proud of Safari Raine. I didn't think that Safari Raine would. I love it. You guys are giving me chills. I love this. Like, God, I love this. This is so heartwarming to me. You know, I never knew that Safari Raine would take off the way that she did, and she actually surpassed Queen of Hearts.
No way.
Because
I'm
Queen
not
of Hearts,
lying. The numbers don't lie. Safari Raine has surpassed Queen of Hearts. So Queen of Hearts is now our second bestseller.
Wow. That's amazing. Congratulations, by the way.
Yes,
Thank you.
congratulations on that.
Thank you. It's only because of people like you, people who believe in myself and Coloured Raine itself, that we push ourselves to strive for better.
For sure.
So thank you.
Absolutely. And I remember, and we also have a Loraine in our squad crew that I presented.
Where is she?
Miss Loraine. Miss Loraine.
There she is.
Oh, there she is.
She's right in saying it might have been 2017 that I named Queen of Hearts the best palette of that year. And it holds a special place in my heart because Coloured Raine shadows were the first ones I encountered that I felt, whoa, this is what it's supposed to be like to have a seamless, effortless experience with eyeshadow.
Yep.
I'm just gonna tap myself on the shoulders there.
You deserve it. Yes.
I feel
Simply
like
because
everybody has
Queen
a Queen
of Hearts
story.
She
I mean,
first
like a
came
Queen of
out
Hearts
and made
story.
her parents. Yeah, she first came out and made her appearance in 2016. And Allure did an article on it as the best-selling. We actually won the Allure. This is our second award. So Queen of Hearts was the first award we won for Best in Beauty, dated back in 2016.
Congratulations.
And I'm sorry, 2017. And then Safari Raine won it for 2020. So
I didn't know that.
Yes.
Congratulations.
So that's two. We've won 2 of our palettes have won awards with Allure, and we are like head over heels. As you know, that's just like winning the Oscar or the Grammys of beauty. You know what I mean?
That's major. Absolutely.
It is. So I'm super happy, and I'm happy to be representing for us. So
yes, because your products are just amazing. I remember my first thing that I purchased from you were the Vivid singles, and you've since put them in a palette. But I mean, and I keep saying I need to get a palette for them, but I mean, just the pigmentation of them, it just blows you away. I honestly think your eyeshadow formulation is just one of the best on the market. So we're definitely honored to have you here for sure.
I'm honored to be here. I've expressed this with you guys before, that I you know, after seeing your interview into my team, that I really would love the opportunity to speak with these young ladies, because I love what you're doing. I love how you're using your platform and just spreading positivity on your platform. It's just amazing, and informing, you know, your followers and consumers in general, just to be further educated within the beauty industry and the beauty space. So congratulations, ladies. Continue doing what you're doing. You're doing a phenomenal job, and I thoroughly am here for each and every one of you.
Oh my gosh, you just are the sweetest person. Talking with you the other day, and the same thing now. I'm just excited that everybody's able to talk with you and get to know you. But before we get into these questions, I do have, what do we call it, ladies?
Chelsea, can you unmute yourself, my love?
Okay, so I have, my brain is freezing. What is the name of it, y'all? Rapid fire. Thank you, Chelsea. I can't hear you, but I was reading her mouth. So rapid fire, Loraine. Tell us, what is the first thing that you do when you're getting ready for a night out on the town? Like, what is your first step of preparation? And when you come back in from being out on the night on the town, what do you do before you go to bed?
Okay, well, this is funny. This is funny. First of all, I have to talk myself up. I have to give myself a prep talk whatever the function is that I'm going to. I always have to give myself a prep talk. Don't know why, but I just have to.
Same.
Then, for the very, very, very first thing after which is I'm going to look for my outfit and try to base my makeup right around it. Never works out that way, but I try to work my whole glam look around my outfit. And then obviously the shoes. I'm a shoe and a bag and hair whore. excuse my language for saying that, but the hair, the shoes, the bag, it has to work. So those are the first things immediately when I'm getting ready to go to a function. And I obviously in my prep talks that I have with myself, I always, make it a point to say to myself, Loraine, it's important to stay positive regardless of what energies you're going to face or different types of personalities you're going to be, in the presence of. So it's just always a reminder to myself to stay positive regardless of the situation, even though that's very trying to do. But that's just something I always do. And then on my way in, the first thing in the door, if I have a wig on, that's the first thing that's coming off.
First
if
things
I have
first.
the wig on, and it's coming off in the car. It's not even coming off in the house. It's coming off in the car. So that's
me with the lashes. Just take them off. I'm done.
Yes. And number two is I'm immediately in the bathroom giving myself a facial. I never sit in my makeup. I'm always immediately getting that mask off my face because I always tend to feel like I'm being suffocated, like my pores need to breathe.
Yeah.
People compliment me on my skin very often, but that's one of the things I do. Like I stay on top of washing that face and giving myself a facial at home. Even if I'm not getting it done professionally, which I rarely do. I stay on top of skincare routine, and that's it. And then I'm unwinding down for the rest of the night, say my prayers, go to bed, and call it a day.
I love it. I love your skin too. It's glowing, just effortlessly
like
beautiful.
Your skin is phenomenal, girl. Please.
Thanks.
Glowing. Look at Chelsea's skin. She's glowing.
Oh my goodness.
And Alicia,
yes,
girl, I need your motivation. I need everything about you. I need the consistency. Yeah.
Every day.
Discipline.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Every day. Doing it.
I told the girls I need to sign up for one of your courses.
Oh my gosh, yes.
You know what? Let me know and we'll roll you right in. We'll do some push-ups, Loraine.
Oh my gosh. You probably
on
gonna
the wall.
really whip my tail. My husband has been trying to get me to do push-ups for years.
Let's do it.
No. By the time Alicia's done with you, gonna be doing handstands because Alicia, she sent us a message today and she was doing a handstand as she was recording the video. I was like, now how did you do that?
She's showing off.
I just had to get the practice in. I was like, just go up, Alicia, keep talking. Good practice.
Oh, I can't hear Chelsea.
Chelsea, we still can't hear you.
So, Chelsea, look at your screen. See if there's a mic with a slash on it that you could press from your end. There's nothing on your computer.
She's not. I think she said I'm not even on my computer. Maybe, I don't know. I'm terrible with reading lips.
I can kind of do it. I'm like,
Oh, thank you, Emily.
Hi, Dawn. Hey, Dawn. Hey, everybody.
Hi, Dawn.
Hello, Dawn.
Yes.
I can't see who's on, so I'm just going to say hello to it. Yes. Every now and again, I'll see your name pop up on the bottom.
For sure.
And we have a lot of questions from our crew, Loraine. Of course,
I'm here for it. Try your girl. Come on. Bring it on.
The limited edition shades and all that stuff.
Yes. Somebody asked me, they were like, can you ask her about the Safari Raine palette? I'm going to have to go to work and I'm going to watch it on replay, but can you ask her about that palette? I was like, I got you.
You see, this is exactly why she will be making her special appearances, because I don't even think anyone has requested Queen of Hearts. Like Queen of Hearts, we did the same thing. We weren't sure how well she was going to be reciprocated by the market. And so initially, Queen of Hearts was a limited edition item.
Wow.
And Queen of Hearts did phenomenal numbers. So we decided to make her permanent. And then now it's the same thing with Safari Raine, where we're getting so many requests and questions about it. So it's just like, we have to bring her back for at least special appearances.
For sure. How did you come up with this color story?
Oh, girl, let me tell you, I am an avid lover of nature.
Yeah.
Anything nature related, I am addicted to. I'm actually wearing Safari Raine on my eyes today.
It looks so beautiful.
I am. I'm wearing clay all over the lid. And well, the only shade I use over here in my upper crease is from the Queen of Hearts palette, Royal Prerogative. And then Jungle I use as a liner to make a wing liner.
Ooh.
And then in the inner tear duct, I at first I went in with Toucan, and I was like, it's a little too subtle. I wanted something to pop a little bit more, so then I went over top with Green Valley. But it's Safari Raine on the eyes.
It's so pretty. I'm looking at the palette like I've never seen it before. I'm like, oh wow.
Yes.
So for everyone who is asking and wants to know, Safari Raine will make special appearances every now and again, but she will only do so more than likely once a year. For right now, it's once a year, so you have to stay tuned. And when we do bring her back, it will be ample amount. So it's not going to be like, you know, a whole rat race, everyone trying to get their hands on her. We're going to give everyone an equal opportunity to get their hands on the palette.
And that's always appreciated. You are such an amazing person. And I feel like that really translates. Even before I got a chance to meet you, I knew what type of person you were just based on what I had witnessed from social media interactions and things like that. Because I talked to you a few times over the years, and I know you probably, you know, you talk to people all the time. And so
did we really speak over the years? Oh my gosh, it was meant for us to speak.
Yes, it was meant. I've talked to you several times, and you just always have been kind every single time.
Well, there goes to show you that it's organic.
Yep.
It's in my DNA. And I said this to you guys the other day. It's just how I was raised, you know. So
I love it. I love it. And you're from New York, right?
I am originally born and raised Brooklyn, New York. My girl. Yes, I am a Brooklyn native. My background is West Indian. My family's from Grenada, hence the colors you see in my hair. I'm very, 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 very cultural, aesthetically, just like everything from how I speak with my family. People sometimes tend to tell me when I'm doing a live, they hear my accent during the live sessions that we have. I personally don't hear it, but
I can hear it.
Definitely.
Do you really?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's a bad habit of when I was working in corporate America. I used to try to hide it so much simply because my managers made it a point to let it be known I needed to speak more professional.
And that's sad, but that's just how
that's horrible.
They just act like that. They don't want you to have any personality.
I hate having to speak about it, but I think it's important for people to know when they hear me, because too many times I've heard people say to me, and this has come from close friends and even from family, where people have said, oh, you speak like you're white. And I'm like, well, what does that even mean?
Oh my gosh. I got that so much
not a compliment
with this.
It really isn't. So what do you try? Like, what does that mean? Does it mean that us as a Black culture, we speak like we have no common sense, or we don't know how to speak? Like,
apparently,
I don't know. It just rubs me the wrong way.
If you have if you know how to put a subject and verb together, it's like, be Black.
Oh, she's
like, what
very
is that?
educated. It's just like, girl,
you're so well spoken.
Right.
Yeah.
Not like the
all of those are really.
No.
All of those are such offensive comments that I think some people mean no harm when they say it, but it's. Well, how would somebody, like, how would you like it if somebody was like, wow, you don't stink today? Like, you would take offense to that. So it's like, why would you tell me I'm well spoken?
Take a shower today.
Right.
Absolutely. And so that it always is, it's like, why is that surprising that somebody is well spoken because they're Black? Really? Like, it's 2020. Let it go. Stop.
Let's stop with it.
It's so sad.
Let us stop.
Yes. So tell us, you had a background in corporate and then you transitioned over into the beauty world. How did that come about? Like, how did you stop? How did you just say, you know what? I'm not going to do that. I'm going to focus on my passion and create Coloured Raine.
I'm laughing to myself inside. I don't know if you could tell. A few seconds ago, I was smirking because I remember I just did not, I no longer cared about corporate America. I no longer cared. So I remember sitting at the desk, and I worked in legal and compliance for about 15 to 16 years. I'm really good at that, girl. Being an executive assistant is what I was to some very high-powered managing directors. I never mentioned their names or the company simply because for various reasons. But I remember sitting on the trading floor one day, and I was like, I have had enough of this. I only do this job because I need a paycheck.
Right.
You know, I'm a young mother, and I need to be able to pay my bills, support my son, and, you know, just live. And I remember sitting on the trading floor one day and I was like, I had enough of this. I don't like this. No part of what I do I love. And I also remember my managers coming to me, asking me to do something that I was hired to do. And I gave them an attitude about it. And at that point, I realized
It's time to go.
I have to find, it's just time for me to get out of here and figure out what it is that I wanted to do. So on that same day, I had a conversation with a girlfriend of mine on the trading floor. And I was like, you know, we were brainstorming together collectively. And we were saying, we need to come up with something that we are both passionate about, because we both hated our jobs. I remember cold calling factories on the trading floor, not giving a damn. And I was getting product information on how I can build my site, how I can build my line. And I was an employed entrepreneur for the first 2 years of Coloured Raine. And the first 2 years of Coloured Raine, I remember the first year, just hearing the ding on the computer when it went off so I can know that it was my first sale. I was jumping for joy. I was sitting in my apartment in New Jersey at the time, and we were watching TV, but I purposely set the alert off so I could know when a sale would come in. And the first year, I think in sales, we made like $86,000, and I was so elated.
Wow.
First of all, I made $86,000. No one knows who I am. I'm a very private person. I'm not active on social media because I like to keep my personal life private. For various reasons, for my sanity, mental peace being the main reason, you know. But I remember just being so happy and making, even before the brand opened up, sitting on the trading floor, I remember just making cold calls to factories, trying to get product information, testing products, doing due diligence. I didn't, for the most part, I had an 8-hour working day, 8 to 10 hour work day. And I want to say maybe 6 hours out of the day was dedicated to research on Coloured Raine. This is me. I know, go ahead.
You were out of there.
Yes.
You were like, look,
yeah.
You're going to pay me to work on my brand.
6 hours out of the day. And then when my manager would come to me, I would look at them like this and I would like, how dare they ask me to do work? And I'm saying to myself, Loraine, you can't do this. And it actually came up in my review that a couple of my managers, one of them in particular, one of the managers that I supported in particular said to my boss, you know, and she tried her very best to say it in the most tactful way and diplomatic way possible. She was like, you know, the managers think that you're being very aggressive and you don't seem to be happy about what you're doing. You're very upset. So I basically said, I don't like running around the bushes. So I basically said, so you're basically saying I'm an angry Black woman.
Basically,
let's just call it
that
for
word
what it is.
Let's just go ahead and put it out there.
She was taken aback at the fact that I was so candid about it.
Yes.
And the review was mainly, even though she was well in her right to, you know, review me for my performance, I knew what the real tea was. I knew I was unhappy. I knew it wasn't something I was passionate about, and I knew it was time for me to go. I also knew, though, at the time when I went in for the interview for that particular job, I said walking out of the interview, one, I already knew I had the job. I just felt it. You know when you just feel and you know you landed this? So I knew I got the job, but I remember walking out of the job and quick words as I opened the door. I remember it like it was yesterday. I said, God, this will be my last job in corporate America. And this was after the interview, just walking out of the interview.
Spoken into existence.
Sure did.
I did. And so that same blessed assurance I had at that time when I walked out of the interview was the same blessed assurance that I have to this day, almost 8 years later, even though my faith is being tested a lot more. It's the same blessed assurance, and it's the reason why Coloured Raine still exists today on top of our customer base, because we wouldn't be where we are if it wasn't for our customers and the few influencers that believe in us. So I say it time and time again. I thank each and every one of you. You guys have no idea how much that supports us, because Coloured Raine employs, and I said this to you guys the other day, we employ our family. We keep it very close-knit and we keep it tight. And even though we are an 8-year-old brand, we are a very small company. that is ran by myself, and we have 8 team members. So it's important, and it's very humbling to me to this day that people still believe in Coloured Raine, and that we are still here in the middle of a pandemic and a trying year where the economy is not at its best, and people still support us. So that's essentially, a long story short, how Coloured Raine got started. I think I just went around.
No, I love those details because it's super inspiring, especially for people who want to start a brand. But like you had been in corporate for 15, 16 years. And sometimes people just say, you know what, I've gotten comfortable here. I know how to do my job. I'm okay. So I'm just going to stay here and it's over. And you still took a chance and bet on yourself. And now you have a super successful multi-million-dollar brand. So those details are important because it encourages people who are scared to just really take the chance, take that leap and go. So I love that story.
Oh, thank you. Well, remember, I said this to you the other day. I'm an avid cliff jumper, so I love taking chances, even when things look great. The 3 of you guys can buy a product and give it a negative review. I would bypass your negative review and still buy that product simply because I go based off of my own experience, my own, my own thought process. So I'm an avid cliff jumper. I always have a parachute right next to me because she stayed jumping off cliffs.
Yes.
And I love it. But you'll never know
I
what
love
you're
that.
going to
That would have been
never take those chances.
I love it. To anyone, and just to touch on that, what you just said, Kelsee, to anyone that is looking to start a brand, whatever space it's in, jump off that cliff. Jump off the cliff, because fear would always hold you back, and you will never know what you would be able to accomplish in life if you just don't take that chance. You don't want to die leaving this earth with a what if. You know what I mean? You want to know, you can say, well, this was my experience when I decided to dive into this, whatever it is. So jump off the cliff, take chances, and don't listen to the haters.
Right.
I love it, because you'll just never know what you can actually accomplish if you don't just take a chance. And more than likely, especially if it's something that keeps nagging at you, because I had the same experience with me and my channel. I started May of 16, uploaded a few videos until like September, and then I stopped for a year and a half. And I kept having this nagging feeling to come back, but I was scared and I'm like, man, 2 years ago, if I wouldn't have listened to that voice and came back, I would not be up here with you all. And like the story goes on. So yeah, you just never know where you'll end up and how proud you'll be of yourself for taking that chance, because I'm sure you feel very proud of yourself. And, not only have you done something for yourself, but you've done something for millions of people who thought I could never find an eyeshadow that would show up on me because I'm of a deep complexion and all of these other eyeshadows are too ashy on me. And then they get Queen of Hearts and they go,
yes.
I mean,
you get these bold colors. The people don't think they can wear these colors, and then no, seriously, your eyeshadows. I mean, just your company in general. I mean, just look at this.
Are we swatching?
Where? Excuse me.
Let me tell you. This Royal Highness shade, I told you this on your live the other day. It's in the Queen of Hearts palette.
Look at you.
My camera's not going to be good. Everything's washed out. But this shade is one of my favorite shades of all the palettes that I have, because it's perfection. It's just perfection.
Okay.
I mean, just
wait a minute though. This one though.
Oh, Loraine, don't you
missed out on that one.
Yeah,
Loraine,
the power palette.
The pinks and the
was
purple.
Limited edition. Yeah.
No.
You guys really. I had no intentions on coming in here tearing. But
don't tear. No, but I said if I had to only keep 10 eyeshadow palettes in my collection, this is going in there, because I am an avid, first of all, this right here.
Oh my gosh.
Truth is the truth. She really is the truth.
Seriously.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God.
It's so pretty.
Well,
gorgeous.
I'm happy that you got. I'm actually glad you brought out the power palette, simply because something I want people to know. I know a lot of people didn't get an opportunity to get their hands on it because it's a license deal that we won with the Lionsgate franchise and the Stars family. which that's major for us as a Black-owned brand.
Major.
Yes.
In itself, huge Power fan from day one.
Have you been keeping up from this season?
Oh, girl, I don't miss an episode.
Look,
I can quote every episode for you. My husband
Come on
and I are groupies. So
all I gotta do is watch the episode from Sunday, and I'm caught up.
Oh, I'm already there.
fully
I already watched.
caught up.
Yeah, I'm here.
The show
Yes,
is addictive.
it really
It
is.
So when we were presented with the opportunity, that you remember that same blessed assurance that I told you guys that I had when I walked out from the interview. So I had a meeting with the Lionsgate team, walked out of that meeting, and I said to my team, we got this. Mark my words, we got this. 2 months had passed by because I knew they had to have interviews with other companies. 2 months had passed by. We got the job. We got the phone call, I want to say, or the email, I should say, in December of 2018. And they said, congratulations, Coloured Raine. We fell in love with your story. We fell in love. And when they say story, we presented to them the color story that you have now. We fell in love with your story, the theme, the names, everything. And we won the deal. And that was a big deal for me as a brand owner, as a Black brand owned, Black woman brand owned, simply because I feel like Black owned brands are very much overlooked for a lot of reasons, a lot of different things. Even I'm gonna keep it 100 with you guys.
Keep it 100.
So
The floor
That's
is
what we do
yours.
here.
And even in something as far as with the amount of times you see Black creators presented to you on your feed, right?
Come on.
A lot of people don't pay attention, or they may not give a lot of thought process to it. And it's so funny because I ended up watching a review that Jackie Aina did on her channel. And the very same thing, that conversation that I was having with some other business owners, is the same thing she touched on in that video. And she basically said, you have to train your algorithm to show you the type of content that you want to see. And here's the reason why. And she actually mentioned the same thing that I just mentioned to you guys. You know, it's sad, but the world is against us. And we shouldn't be afraid or ashamed to say it, because it is what it is. They've been against us for 400 years, over 400 years. And we are not treated equally, and we're not given the same opportunities. So when we were awarded that the licensing deal, it was a big deal for me. And I made it a priority and a duty of mine to show out with this collection. So for the people who didn't know anything about Coloured Raine, they would learn about the brand from this collaboration. And I have to say, a lot of people, you know, learned about the brand and they fell in love with the collection. The blush, I was just about to say that. The blush and
mine are coming.
That blush, I have to reach to get mine, but oh my gosh.
A lot of people talk about the blush in its and then how the highlighters are formulated. At the time, Natalie Gorgeous worked with Coloured Raine, and she put together the perfect, I mean, it's like chef's kiss, that formula. It's everything. Look at it. It goes on like melted glass.
It's so it melts into the skin. I mean, you really did your thing with this collection. And I think you just captured the essence of power, because the show is so sexy and sleek and just, you know, it's dangerous. And I feel like all of that was told through the color story. Yes, it does. I can see truth. I see Angela. I see Sax. No, I'm just kidding. I see it all.
I hate Sax, but we can see Sax.
See it.
It's something that I learned from you. So I tuned into her live, I think it was Saturday or Sunday, and it was so amazing to hear her talk about how she comes up with her color stories and her themes. And she was like, you know, when I release a collection, if you go back and look at my notes, I've been researching that a year at a time at the very least. And so she was talking about, I think it was the Safari palette, how you had Safari. And y'all, she was spitting knowledge about the Safari, and I was like, what? Huh? And it was like, that's what I want to hear. Because too many times we see a brand go, oh, let's put together orange, red, and green, sell it for $500. And you know, as the consumer, you're like,
where is the imagination? It's unimaginative, and it's repetitive. This is uniqueness here.
So to hear that you that time learning about whatever the theme you think you might want to use so that you can truly say, this was done with love and care and thought and process. You can see that and you can feel that as the consumer. And I mean, that's literally when I pulled up the Coloured Raine website and I was like,
oh, thank you.
place my order, because I appreciate that. If I'm gonna spend my money, I want to know that like the person who created the brand actually loves what they're creating, and they're not just saying, okay, I'm required to drop another product. Let me go ahead and throw something together.
Let me just find something to do. Yes.
Right.
So I'm glad you brought that up. I don't know if you guys noticed, it takes Coloured Raine a while to put out products.
Yes.
Reason being is because there's various reasons and various moving parts into why it takes us some time to put products out. But at the top of that list is, if it doesn't make sense, it's not going out. Like, we've never been the type of company to cash grab. Do I want your money? Absolutely. I want to take all of your money if I can, but it needs to make sense, right?
Right.
Because what matters to me the most at the end of the day, when I'm dead and gone, my name, you will always remember Coloured Raine, right? And so if I gave you guys crappy product, what are you guys going to talk about? The crappy product. You're not going to talk about the fact, oh man, Loraine was such a nice person. What's going to stick out is the not so good stuff. So when we're putting out any type of product, it has to make sense from a color story perspective. It just, it's one of the things that's a pet peeve of mine is to open up an eyeshadow palette and it's just thrown colors together. How is the consumer going to know what colors should I use or what complements each other? What works well with another shade, you know? And so if I can take away a little bit of the legwork for you as far as thinking what shade would work with the next. I'm a juice whore.
You did that.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
So that goes to show you it's a matter of a color story, a cohesive color story. So this is the reason why it takes us a little bit to put products out, and we may miss out on the momentum of a lot of, you know, hot selling items. But guess what? Too many times I've seen across on social media, like a great, phenomenal, you know, newest product out on the market it's introduced to the market or put out for the consumers. But then the feedback is just like, it could have been this, it could have been that. You know what I mean? I don't know if you guys caught wind of a tweet I had put out last November. It's gonna be a year, and it was just basically me swatching my foundation on my hand. I did this in my driveway. That tweet went viral. It garnered over 13.1 million engagement just on the tweet of me swatching the product.
That's amazing.
And thank you. And it's an unreleased product, right? So people literally said when I was swatching it, it looked like I was putting on something to make my tattoo disappear. It's just the coverage. It's just the quality. And if you can get that vibe from a video, you're going to get the vibe with the product in front of you. Yes. And so this is why it's imperative and it's important for us to put out exceptional quality. I won't be ashamed to say it or too proud to say it. Too many times we've heard that our quality is comparable to Pat McGrath. That's a compliment because Pat McGrath puts out bomb product. And so when someone says, hey, you know, Coloured Raine puts out products that's oftentimes comparable to Pat McGrath, but at a fraction of the cost, that's phenomenal. That means I'm doing something right. Me and my team were doing something right. And I'm at the lab. I don't have someone that works on product development. It's me in that lab. So if you have a problem with the formula or anything, you have all right to curse me out because I'm the one in the lab as the CEO. And the reason being is, I think I mentioned this to you guys, but I have trust issues. I have major trust issues with people because too many times I've been let down. But that's not the reason why I'm in the lab. That's one of the reasons. Most importantly, I want you guys to get the best of the best quality. I came from nothing. Every time I asked my family, my parents at the time growing up for something, the answer was always no, we don't have money. We got the mortgage to pay. We have bills to pay. I always made it my duty. I grew up on hand-me-downs. We never had name brand labels or anything like that. We used to get government cheese, okay? Which was the best cheese back then, by the way.
I was like, government cheese tastes good.
It was the bomb. Oh my goodness. Grew up on government cheese food stamps. So even down to getting my hair done. I remember asking for money to get my hair done. Ma, can I have money for this? No, we have this bill to pay, that bill to pay. So I always made it my duty when I came out with anything. I always knew I was going to be an entrepreneur. Always knew I was going to be a wealthy person. I'm not even going to say a multimillionaire. I like to speak things into existence. So I always knew I was going to be a wealthy person. What it was I was going to do, I had no idea. But I always knew that whenever that I was faced with the opportunity, I was going to give the best of whatever it is that I could, because I didn't get to experience luxury. I didn't get to experience quality. I'm going to make sure that my customers do. And this is why you guys get the quality that you do. I'm never going to give you anything less than, because I think you all deserve the best.
I respect
Thank
that.
you.
I mean,
And
honestly,
it
you can
reflects.
tell. Yes, it reflects in the products, and you can tell that you are very intentional with what you put
Right.
out there, with your energy as well as with your products. And that's why I respect your brand so much, and you. I mean, your products are just bar none.
I
So
appreciate you,
going
Kelsee.
in,
Thank you.
you're welcome. Going in as a beginner, I mean, I was like, I want to get it all. What would you say would be the first direction that you would steer someone in if they're new to your brand and they want to learn more about Coloured Raine?
Well, first, read our mission. First step, right? Do your due diligence on who it is that you're purchasing from. Even if it's me, you want to know who you're investing your money into.
Yes.
But
say that one more
yes.
time for the people in the back.
It's a fact. You really,
Yes.
you just want to make sure you're investing your hard-earned dollars. Money doesn't grow on trees as much as we would like it to. I would love to be able to go in the backyard and pick some money off of the tree, honey. Get some
Yes. Like,
Benjamins
can
and
I buy
Franklins.
some money tree seeds?
Right.
Yes.
Yes.
But do your due diligence on who you're investing your hard-earned dollars in, especially in 2020. 2020, I think, even though it has not been the best year, I think it is the most fruitful year in lessons to be learned.
Yes.
If that makes sense.
Yes,
So
it does.
I think in 2020, if we can take anything from it, take your time to do research on whoever it is that you're investing your dollars in first. Read about our brand mission online. Look at, check out our Black Lives Matter page that we have on the site. Look to see the different causes that we invest in. And I know people have their own reservations about the Black Lives Matter, whether it be the movement or the organization. I can tell you right now, we support the movement, okay? And the fact that this world, we lack equality. So we invest in different causes and things of that nature. But as an introduction to the brand, there are a couple of items I always tell people. One right now, which would be the best thing for you to dive into if you want to give Coloured Raine a try any of our single pan eyeshadows. Right now, they're being discontinued. So they're marked down from like $6.99 to I think about $3.50. So you can just buy a couple shades so you can test out the formula and see how it works for you. If it works for you, the next item I'm going to say, as far as eye category is concerned, Beauty Rust, which is our 6-pan eyeshadow palette. Perfect for beginners. I think I have it here.
I have that
sitting
too.
at my makeup table. Yes, I do. The Beauty Rust eyeshadow palette, right?
Yes.
Give this a try simply because it's a 6-pan and it will allow you to, oh, excuse me, I just got to get myself together. It will allow you to create seamless, natural, everyday looks. Just using this color story.
Beautiful.
Right? And so
I
think for anyone that's new to makeup, you can't go wrong with a neutral color story. Because even if you mess up, you really can't necessarily see it because it's neutral colors.
Yes.
Now, if I wanted to, if you're a lover of makeup and you're like, screw that, I don't want a neutral color story. I just want to jump into like the vivid pigments or juicy boosts. Don't do it. As much as I would love to take your money, it takes, you need to at least be an intermediate makeup application. You know, you get what I'm saying?
And to
because
love
color can be very intimidating. And so once I started getting myself to the point where I was okay with color, now I don't even, this is the first time I've done a neutral look in a very long time. And that's only because I was being lazy with my makeup application. I'm like, let me just do, like a no makeup type.
That cannot be the lazy application. No, ma'am.
It
That
is.
was a precision.
Loraine.
Right. I'm like,
the wing at least got to be right. The wing at least got to be right. I don't want you guys talking about my wing liner not looking even or anything like that.
Let's come a little closer. Let's
come a
little closer. Wing cam.
That's it.
Ooh, yes, ma'am.
Sharp as a knife.
I don't know about you. You will test me. You will test me. Oh, let's see it. Come close.
Because we
would not set you up. We would not. Yes. I love it. Your makeup skills are A1. So Loraine, did you have a background in makeup? How did you, I mean, I know we talked about a little bit with you transitioning from corporate to doing makeup. How did you get into makeup?
I wanted to enroll in a makeup class, like go to school for makeup. But then I was like, I gave it some thought. And then I think I started looking at YouTube. And one of the first makeup artists that I started, or influencers that I started learning about at the time was Jackie Aina. I knew nothing about makeup. All I knew is as a little girl, I would take colored pencils. I would color my nails. I should say. Because back then my parents were super strict. I was like 8 years old coloring my nails with color pencils. And I remember getting a spanking because they thought I was being a little bit too fast for my age. Aww. I was the one out of, it's
old school parents.
It's 4 of us all together. And out of all of my siblings, I was the one who got the most spanking because I was the one that, I hate rules. I hate rules.
Gotcha.
And so when I'm given rules, I'm going to push your buttons and be like, okay, well, since you told me no, I'm going to do it.
Right.
And so I got spanking. I remember, girl, I got spankings, coloring my nails, colorful hair, putting on lipstick. I couldn't do it. So I would sneak out. When I got to middle school, I moved to Florida. I would sneak to school, wait till I left the house, and then put on like my sister's lip liner and some of her lip gloss. And I'd put eyeliner on my eyes, being a little fast behind girl, wanting to grow up before her time. So basically, long story short, no, I have no background with makeup. It's something that I was always passionate about. Color was something I was always super passionate about, like super passionate about. So I always knew that color made me happy and I wanted to work with color. And that's why I knew I would be good at creating a beauty blend that involved product development in color.
In living color. I love
living color. Seriously.
Yes. One of the best
there's just so much happiness in color and vibrancy in color. I don't know.
It is.
It puts you in a better space. So I just love it.
And the world around us is in color. It's not black and white and dull and completely neutral. So I agree. So let's talk about
and it goes back to culture too, because I say to people, like, and I said this to you guys the other day, imagine a world where there was no culture. We would be a bland place. So imagine it just being black and white. It'll be a bland place. I love the different hues. I love the different ethnicities, the heritage, learning about it. Even just scrolling across on TikTok, learning about the Middle Eastern culture and seeing, their different dances, stuff like that gives me goosebumps. I love it because I just think if we were just all one race, it'd be so,
it would not
be a bland world.
It sure would be.
Very bland.
So let's talk about this Queen of Hearts palette. So
yes, ma'am.
It is a cult classic. And I remember when I first heard about it, I bought it in 2016. And just to touch on how amazing your quality is, 4 years later, the quality of the shadows is still the same. It has not dulled. They haven't dried out. They don't look crusty. Sometimes you get a palette and you're like, oh, this is gone bad. Not this one. Right. So tell us why you feel like there's such a loyal and committed fan base to this palette. I mean, I know now she's, reigning number 2 in terms of your most selling palette, but people still love this palette. So why do you feel like people are obsessed with this palette and they still love it?
Well, for one, it's easy on the eyes. It's easy transitional colors to work with. Yes. I mean, really, even if you were scared of color, and you have to excuse me, this is a damaged one. The mirror is broken, but even if you were afraid of color, like you
So
can do
beautiful.
easy, you know, neutral looks, just utilizing
Mm-hmm.
a couple of the shades from Princess to Royal Prerogative, you know, to Air to Crown. And then if I wanted to amp it up a little bit and jump into color because I'm going maybe on a dinner date with the girlfriends, I can
Right.
move to the left side of the palette and utilize Empress, Ladyship, Noblewoman, Dethrone. Even if you had an interview, you can use this literally from day to night. And so
Sure
when
can.
this color story was created, my manufacturer hated me well, actually, I can't say that they hated me at the time. I think they were disappointed in how I presented it to them. But I had 12 Pantone chips. And I just shipped it to them in an envelope, and they were all over the place. So they really couldn't get a concept of what it is that I was going for. So I ended up sending them a second set of Pantone chips. And that's how this was created, with Pantone chips. I have my Pantone books, and I start to think about what it is, the story that I'd like to tell in my head. And then I'll start looking at the colors in the book, and then I'll, you know, work for the color story, build a color story from there. But, you know, the reason why this is loved by so many is because it's seamless. The formula is seamless. The reason why people keep coming back is because they know they're going to get quality shadows. So to touch back on what you said, you know, you purchased yours in 2016 and none of the shadows have dried out. Reason being is it goes right back to the luxury. It goes back to the quality.
Yep.
If I was skipping out on or trying to save $1 on my cost to produce this palette, maybe, and I utilize maybe cheaper ingredients, maybe your story would be different. Maybe you would say, a year down the line, I tried to touch pan and it was just so hard to touch, and I had to scrape the layer off. We don't do that. And so the chemist that I work with, she's phenomenal. Mwah, chef's kiss. She's phenomenal at what she does. But along the way, I have to take some credit because I'm always pushing the envelope. And I'm always saying, give me more color, give me more color, give me more pearl, give me more color, give me more pearl. And they laugh at me and they know, see, do you see how seamless it was for her to swatch that on?
That's how it works with,
that's how we formulated, again, intentionally, because I want you guys, and even though legally I have to say, hey, this will only last 12 months after opening, the way we formulate our product, it ends up going beyond that time frame simply because I'm giving you guys that exceptional quality. And so oftentimes people complain and say, oh, $52 or $42 or $50, you know, they complain and say we're too pricey for a Black-owned brand.
And that's sad.
That's very sad because you will pay that same price and more for another brand.
For other brands, exactly.
When you notice my our own rise, we just can't.
Yeah.
Like, how come we can't align with that vision?
Right. No, you know, we get a lot of time. A question we get often asked is, when is the next sale so I can make this purchase? And I personally take offense to that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be ashamed to say it. And why I take offense to that is because I know I'm not just throwing anything out there. I'm giving you guys my blood, sweat, and tears. I'm literally conceiving these ideas. I sit on it for months to a year and a half. Sometimes a lot of them don't even come out because I sit on it too long and the trend has already passed. But I'm giving you quality. And I feel like when it comes to the most problematic people or brands, you guys throw your money at it. It's just like, here, take it. But when it comes to someone who they're careful on how they speak to people, they make it a priority not to be offensive to whether it be cultures, race, you know, religion, sex, anything. You guys are looking for me to give it to you for basically for $3, and I can't do that.
Right.
I can't do that for various reasons. If I were to give you something, you know, based off of the formula and the cost it costs me, it's very expensive. There's a lot of times I don't walk away with a profit because the quality is so phenomenal and it's so expensive that the manufacturer cannot give me a price break. Like, I wish I could share with you guys how much it even costs to produce Juicy Boost. I lost money on that deal. Actually lost money, but why I bypassed that because the message I was trying to portray and give our followers, it's all about a healthy lifestyle.
Right.
And so I wanted to push that message more than anything. Obviously, I love color, but I wanted to push the message of a healthy lifestyle in a time where the world is going chaotic and we need a healthy immune system.
Yeah.
And what are the chances? I had this color story put together in July of 2019.
Who would have known then? Who would have known then?
COVID, we didn't learn about COVID until what, February of this year?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And then everybody started talking about, oh, you got to amp up your immune system. I was already on that. You got to amp up your immune system. You got to build your immunity. You're already on that. I had this juice menu put together. I had this whole concept. I just wanted to spread awareness about living a healthier lifestyle. And so when I have people that constantly come to us and say, hey, when is the next time you're going to have a sale so I can make this purchase? Realize that it's offensive to the creator of any brand, simply because, and again, it goes back to when you do your due diligence on who you're spending your money with.
Right.
If you know who you're spending your money with, you're going to know the effort that was put into whatever it is that they're putting out. And therefore, you wouldn't ask that question. So when someone says that to us, I tend, rather than me taking it to heart, I'll say to myself, okay, this is obviously someone that's new to the brand. So they're not aware of what the type of quality that they're going to get, or, just the story behind the product that they're going to get. So, take the time out before we ask a brand owner or a brand to discount a product. Really take the time out to do research on the person, the brand, the product, the story that they're putting into whatever it is that they're creating, and then maybe you wouldn't ask that question. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm the type of person, I don't wait for a sale, because too many times I've waited for a sale to happen a long time ago and I would miss out on the product. And if I really like the product, if I really like the brand owner, if I really like the product, I don't ask for a discount. I don't plug in anybody's code. I'll just shop it, simply because it's something that I'm interested in buying, and I like the person that I'm investing my money in. I shop. People may think that I get PR. I don't get any PR. Like you, Kelsee, we were having this conversation, both Chelsea and Kelsee, we were having this conversation the other day. I don't get PR. So when I'm buying, if I'm trying a product, it's because I bought it and I didn't wait for a sale. I didn't hit the brand owner up, hey, I would like to purchase this product. Can you spot it for me? No, I just buy it.
I agree. I mean, being in the industry doing makeup for the past 11 years, I can't tell you how many times people would ask me for a discount, but they wouldn't ask some of my peers for a discount. So the whole discounting, I think that it's definitely something that people like to do with Black owned brands, and especially they like to do with women as well. So I just feel like that whole entire mentality needs to shift, and people need to place value. And because it's like you have to be able to sustain, and so giving everybody a discount, that's not helping you, and therefore you can't grow to the next level because you're trying to help everybody else and they're not trying to help you, when they gladly will go spend their money somewhere else for a price, like you said. So definitely we have to have a whole entire conversation about that in and of itself.
God,
seriously. And I wish consumers would put their questions into context. Like, just because one brand is holding a sale every week doesn't mean you should expect another to do the same. And maybe, like you said, Loraine, do research as to why might not that be. Maybe they're manufacturing in their own space, so that's why they could afford to have these sales versus a brand like yourself that doesn't have that same setup, and that will dictate whether you could afford to have these sales or not.
Or you have some brands, which I can respect it too, that are like, hey, I put forth the quality, we put forth the time, and we want you to recognize that. So we keep our prices this way and we don't offer sales, because we want you to know, if you're going to get our products, you're going to pay for it, but you're also going to get the quality. And so to ensure that you always are aware of that, we're not putting it on sale. And you have to respect that as well, because like you said, if you want a product and then when you try it, you really do see the value that you spent, more times than not, whenever that happens to me, I don't question why this was this price. I automatically know why it was that price versus paying the same dollar. And I'm like, now come
But
on.
that's because you've done your due diligence as a consumer into who you're shopping with. You know what you're going to get ahead of time because you know who you're investing your money in. And then not to, not to make discounts on the affiliate codes that you can use. So you can support your most loved affiliate by utilizing their code. And I personally, I cannot speak on everyone's, financial situation, but I know we are not ridiculously priced, so
you're certainly not.
It's just something, it's just something to think about. And for what you're getting, and I'm not just saying this because it's my product, I'm saying this because I know it's exceptional quality. For what you're getting, you wouldn't complain if you knew what you were getting. So, or you wouldn't ask, I can't say you wouldn't complain. Let me actually change that. You wouldn't ask us or the brand owner or whoever it is that you're looking to invest your money into. You wouldn't ask them for a discount if you knew the type of product that you were getting and the quality that you were getting.
Absolutely.
And
it even goes towards, I'm sorry, Alicia.
It's okay. Go ahead, Kelsee.
You go ahead.
I want to know what you're going to ask.
The synergy amongst you guys, I love it.
All I was going to say, I mean, it even comes down to, just like, say, for instance, a big brand, they have tons of investors behind them. So they have more leeway than a smaller brand would have. So it's like sometimes you may have to pay a little bit more. I mean, and honestly, just the overall thoughtfulness is not going to be there a lot of times in the larger brands, but you're willing to pay that. And they may be able to cut you a better deal sometimes, but it's not the same. And so when you're having to pay a little bit more for a brand like yours, even though I don't think it's a little bit more, but some people may, it's just like you don't understand that you literally are investing and you are the one taking your time and going to these places. And so, I just think that it's important to take all of that into consideration, especially because it's just not a lot of us out here. It's just not. And so with that being said, people who are good like you're a good person, your products are good. I just am willing to spend more, even if you wanted to charge $10 more for what you're putting out versus another brand. If they're overcharging, in my opinion, not that I feel like you're overcharging because I don't.
No.
If I felt like they were, I would be like, you know what, I'll just wait because I know that they're not going to appreciate my hard-earned money as much as somebody else would, where I feel like it's more of a personal connection.
Right. No, I appreciate it. It's so very true. It is so very, very true. We see it happen too many times, and in more instances than one, it happens a lot with Black-owned brands. Like, it happens a lot with Black-owned brands. Like, they expect us to settle. I know my worth. You know what I mean? I know my worth. I know my value. So I'm never going to settle. I've never been a settler, and I'm not going to start now at 42. So it's just never going to change.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that even goes to our industry.
She's perfect for me.
Yes. Like even in our space, the YouTube beauty influencer space, I do feel like a lot of times Black beauty influencers are expected to settle or just take whatever leftovers and not be able to stand up and stand in what we want. And if we speak our mind, a lot of times we're looked at as, like you said, being angry Black women, problematic, and I just don't think that's right. And so, it's a whole big picture out there that a lot of people unfortunately don't understand. But having you on here to even break down the little part of what you spoke on about it is just, I feel like hopefully at least somebody walks away understanding a little bit more clarity as to why it's important to support businesses like yours, because you are putting your all in it. Your whole
literally.
Yes.
And another thing to note, it's also important to support other brands that support you, for instance. And as Black-owned brands, obviously I have a network of I've made friends from other business through other brand owners, with other brand owners, I should say. And you know, something that we oftentimes talk about, and I'll echo it every opportunity that I get. Chelsea, I'm pretty much sure you heard me say this on the live. I think it was on Sunday. It is important to support. We have to support one another because it's bad enough society is against us. It's bad enough that sometimes we run into instances where we're fighting against each other. And rather than looking at each other as competition, embrace one another, support one another. You're not going to get anywhere in life by either being jealous, envious, or you know, wishing you had someone else's life. You don't know what that person had to go through to get where they are now.
That is so true.
Just support. And even in the influencer community, and I said this to you guys the other day, it is better to be kind than it is to be you know, rude or mean or trying to tear each other down. It's support one another. It's bad enough. The Black influencer space is very, 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 very diluted. I feel like we don't see enough of you guys out there. And what you do, you're putting your life in the public's view. And I know you're attacked. I know you get not so nice comments. I know you hear it on a day-to-day basis. And it's even worse when you already have the system against you because they're not allowing you to be viewed equally as your counterparts. So rather than sitting there and being bitter about it or being hateful, well, why is this person and that person support? Come together and let's band and support. Let's be like this as a nation, as a race. You know, let's be like this. Let's stand up for one another. Let's support one another because everybody else is not here for us. Let's be here for one another. Let's stand together united. And this goes back to my mission. We spread, you know, awareness of beauty through unity, inclusivity, being diverse. Just stand united. I can't say it enough. Like, we would get so much more respect from the world if we stood united. I cannot stress that enough. Let us band together rather than being stingy, like, oh, I'm not going to like Kelsee's picture because she got too many views on this and too many likes on it. Girl, shut up. Double tap and like it. Support your sister.
And comment.
Thank you.
Yes.
Comment. Because guess what? You're helping them get more viewership. You're helping push them to the top. Instead of pushing the people that may be about negativity or be about drama, push the good ones to the top. I realize, yes, being good is boring. Okay, we get that. But do you want someone that is negative as an example for your children?
Right.
No. You know,
and in all honesty, if I'm having a bad day on social media and the first thing I see is something negative, like that doesn't help me at all. Like
it doesn't.
I got on social media as a means to kind of break away, if that makes sense. And so I don't want to see fake, but I also want to see like positivity and, you know, I don't want to see just, you know, F this, F that, and blah, blah.
Oh,
like,
girl.
I'm hearing that here. I don't want to do that here. And it takes a lot of energy to be negative. Like days where I'm upset and I'm like, in this mood. Like like by the end of the day, I'm exhausted. Like I have done so much physical work because mentally I've been so negative. So I'm like, I can't be like this. It gives me migraine headaches. My stomach all messed up. Like it just doesn't work.
I was just about to say it then now turns into affecting you physically.
Right.
And you said it right. It takes way too much energy to be negative. And misery loves company. It's just like you get one. This is why a lot of people may or may not notice. I run the Instagram channels most of the time. Simply because a trust issue again. I've tried this with other people in the past and it just didn't work out. And again, if anything offensive or anything not so nice is said, you can come directly to the source because you know who did it. You can blame your girl, Loraine. It just goes back. My heart goes out to influencers. I lost my train of thought, but I know I wanted to point this out. My heart goes out to influencers simply because us as consumers, we look to you guys to give us your review on whatever product it is that, you know, is hot and newly released and we are looking to purchase. And if Alicia came out and did a YouTube video and said, you know, I use the Queen of Hearts. And I know a lot of you guys love this product, but I have to tell you, my experience was a negative one. There should be no reason why people should jump on your back and start cursing you out or being mean or being rude because you had a negative experience with a product. That is your experience.
We can talk about this for an entire hour. An entire hour.
Because it is so
How do you guys
like
work with Alicia? She is too.
No, that is how we work with her. She is the comic relief to any situation.
I love it.
Or the opposite.
I mean, my heart really goes out to you guys because it starts to affect you mentally, because it's just like,
it does.
One comment, it's almost like one negative comment. There's somebody waiting in line to jump on that bandwagon. Yeah, girl, because that Coloured Raine product is the worst. And then it starts from there. So this is why I tend to run the Instagram feed a lot, simply because if I see a negative comment, I'm restricting you. That's the first step. You're getting restricted, and then I'm going to delete your comment. And then if you're going to try to come back and comment again, you're only going to be talking to yourself. And here's why I do that. Here's why I do that. Simply because it is important for me to protect my mental peace.
Yeah.
Also, the person you're talking about, their mental peace. I may not know you from a hole in a wall, but mental illness is real. And it is more so prevalent in 2020. So these are the reasons. It's not that I don't care about your feedback. If you had a negative review, fine. You can say it in a different way. That doesn't attack a person. Now, if you can go through comments maybe on our feed, and you'll see that there are some negative comments. We don't just make it a habit to just delete negative comments. No. But if you're going to jump on the comment section, oh, Alicia is full of, and this girl must be crazy, and you're using these type of words, you don't know what kind of day Alicia had. You don't know what Alicia experiences in her home on a day-to-day basis. So that word crazy could be a trigger point for you, and it can set you off mentally. And next thing you know, tomorrow I'm reading Alicia, God forbid, Alicia decided to take her life. Do you see how it snowballs? One negative
it's a snowball effect.
It is.
It really is.
And people don't they don't take it seriously. They don't look at it as a big deal. It is a big deal.
It is.
For some reason, I don't know why people think because you're on the internet, you're not a real person and that you're not going to read it. It's like, no, I actually read it. And then it's like you don't want to internalize it, but it's just something that sticks with you. And it's just like, I feel like the way that the internet is going, it's going in a way where people are not allowed to have their own opinions about anything. Like even you were saying about a negative review with the product. I've had experiences where I liked a product where the vast majority didn't, and I get negativity based on that. It's like, well,
so it's just like, what do you want me to do? My job is to review a product and give you my honest, unbiased opinion. And so if I'm giving you my honest and unbiased opinion, why do you feel the need that it's okay to attack me for giving you what you want?
Exactly.
Because if it's not negative, then it's not
true.
Because
I guarantee you, if I stop doing reviews, you're then going to have a complaint. Girl, Kelsee, where are you? I hope everything is okay. I haven't seen a video in a while. It's just like, do you really know what you want? You either want you want my honest opinion, okay? Or you want me to shut up and not give you a review. I don't know. And this is why my heart really goes out to you guys, because I know it affects you when you go into bed at night sometimes.
Mm-hmm. I know. I told the ladies today, I got a comment today, and I was like, why did you have to say that? And I was driving, and it was a comment about one of my facial features, and I'm looking in the rearview mirror like, I mean, is it that bad? And it's
you
just
are
like,
really mean.
I can't find that one imperfection in your face. Like, stop. Don't allow the opinion of
people are silly.
And then if you know, a lot of people say that I'm nice, and I am nice. But if you like make me angry, I can go very ugly. And so that side of me came out and was like, you should say X, Y, and Z. And I was like, that's mean. I didn't, but I wanted to. But it's just like, if you saw me in the streets, would you have literally said that? And the answer is no, you would not have. You wouldn't have. But you know, it's we're here because of the people, like the people on this live. They are loving, they genuinely are here for the products. They are good people themselves. And it makes it worth all the while. But you know, some days it is challenging, especially when you're like, I'm just trying to be honest. There's a lot of people here that are not. So I'm trying to be honest with you, and you don't like my honesty. So then maybe I should lie, and then maybe you'll be happy. It's just,
and then it's just like you can't win.
You can't.
You just cannot win. And you know, I pray that you guys, your mental peace are protected, because I don't know. I can choose to go private on my personal page. I'm not an influencer. You guys can't.
Well, we're very grateful that we have the crew that we have.
Yeah,
because
they're amazing.
Without them, I mean, it's because you're right. As easy as it is in theory to be like, oh, they don't know anything. When someone says something about your character that is certainly not true or what have you, you want to defend yourself. So
yes, you do.
So when your squad comes for you, it helps, you know, to have that village.
It really does.
Yes.
And you feel vindicated, you know, you're just like, look at that, God. I didn't have to say anything. And my crew, they had my back. I didn't have to say anything. And that shut the person up real quick. You know what I mean? So
that's it.
I get it. I get it.
So, Loraine, we could have you for another 2 hours.
Oh my gosh,
yes. Talk to you guys
easily. But unfortunately, because we're already, oh my heavens, an hour and 17 minutes in.
Yeah. And let me tell you something. The fact that Alicia didn't give us a timestamp, because she is always on the timestamp, this is a great live. Because Alicia is usually like, ladies.
Oh, Alicia is the beauty police?
A little bit.
She's like time. I'm like, if you wait on me and Chelsea to say time, you'll be here all night.
We're gonna keep this thing going.
And 10 p.m. And so I wanted to pull some questions from the audience, because I think, and
I'm so sorry, my dog is scratching the kennel.
Hello.
Oh.
Sorry, I had to stop him. He's in the kennel like.
We understand we got a lot of fur baby parents in the house tonight. The one overarching question I think our squad is asking is, why do certain palettes don't stick around, and why were the singles discontinued?
Oh, I'll gladly answer it. I'll give you guys a candid answer. The singles are being discontinued the reason being is back in 2016, we couldn't keep them on the shelves. We just could not keep them on the shelves. And you guys would buy them up, even though the market was completely different in 2016, 2017 to 18, much more than it is now. So the singles are not moving as quickly as they used to. And rather than us continually pumping out and investing money into product that does not move and would sit there and expire, obviously we would never sell you expired makeup, but to avoid that from happening, that's the reason why we're discontinuing it. Number one reason being is it's not as price friendly for a lot of our demographic than it is if you purchase a palette. If you purchase an eyeshadow palette, I can give it to you at a much cheaper price than if I sold you singles.
Okay.
Right.
If that makes sense. Right. So for instance, if you wanted, well, all of the shades really are not even available now. But so for instance, if you wanted to buy all 9 shades of the Safari palette, it would cost you $62.91. Single shades. If you bought it in a palette, it cost you $29.
Yeah.
Wow.
So our demographic, we tend to think about, again, we're not a cash grabbing company. If I were, I wouldn't care. I would keep the singles out on the line and I'll let you spend your dollars and I'll take it all. But I'm thinking about your pockets. You know, what moves most for us are our eyeshadow palettes. So this is why we're eliminating the singles, and everything as far as eyeshadow products are concerned is going to be in a palette form. And as far as the reason why some palettes stick around and others do not, there are different reasons, different things that can play a role. I'll give you a perfect example. I don't know if any of you guys own our Cheers to the Beauty palette. That palette came out in 2017. There you go.
I remember that one.
Was the worst performing palette in our line.
Oh.
The worst performing eyeshadow palette in our line. And I'm not embarrassed or ashamed to say it. So, and that was a limited edition product palette. And well, it initially was created to be a limited edition product. But once we had the product out on the market and we got to see the numbers, it performed terribly. Lo and behold, when it sold out, everybody was like, "Oh my God, where's Cheers to the Beauty? I want it." This happens
Why
like
does that
clockwork
happen?
all the
Why
time.
does FOMO?
Right.
Like
But
it's over.
because it performed so terribly, we will never bring her back. You may see some that's grandeur. That shade is so orgasmic. I love her.
It's
but
beautiful.
She's not coming back. She's not coming back. If anything, I don't know. I'm the type of person, if you purchase a product of ours, and even if it's a limited edition product, I try not to use the same shades from a limited edition product because I want you to have a different experience.
Right.
Yeah.
I love that.
From us.
Beautiful.
So as much as I love that shade Grandeur, Black Butterfly, there's quite a few shades in there that I actually love. Diamond Jubilee, and I can't remember. Nightingale. Nightingale is my favorite. I will not put her in another palette because the vast majority, I think for that product, we had like 20,000 units. And 20,000 people have that palette. And so I'm not going to sell that product in another palette again because those 20,000 people would be pissed.
Wow.
And so
I love how resilient you are.
I know.
You're like, it didn't work. I'm moving on. It is what it is.
Yeah. I know. Like when we were on your live on Sunday, somebody asked if you were bringing some palette back, and my feelings were. She was like, "No, it's not coming back." I was like, "Do you have to be so harsh with the no? Maybe a maybe, possibly."
She said no. She said what she said. My good sis is a Gemini. Gemini say what they say and they mean that.
He was like, "No, not bringing it back." No.
And what doesn't help is the fact that I'm West Indian and we can come across very, very, very hard.
Yes. I was like, okay. I guess I gotta go on eBay and try to find it that way.
I hate when you guys have to do that because they really price gouge. But anyway,
and
so going back to a palette like Safari Raine now, she was limited edition, but she did phenomenal. We bought her back. I can't remember what month we bought her. She was supposed to come back in March. I think she reappeared in June or July.
Yeah.
That sold out in a day. Like that sold out in a day.
Yeah,
and that right there, even though she's a limited edition product, even before we brought her back, I knew that there's a possibility. One, we would either
just in case
teasing the people. Alicia is teasing the people.
I know. I'm like,
I knew that one, we would either have to bring her back permanent, or two, bring her back, to make special appearances. And rather than bringing her back to be a permanent item, because I feel like if I continuously bring back a limited edition product and make it permanent, my followers are never going to have faith in my word. My word will never be its bond again. You get what I'm saying? And my word is my bond.
True.
You know what that's like.
Because I feel like that.
Our word is our bond.
Yes. Well, I'm not from New York, but my word is my bond too. And I feel the same way. It's like you said it, so I bought it off of the strength of what you said. I don't like when brands do that either, so I appreciate that.
They're playing I don't like playing those retail games, and so rather than bringing her back permanent, we're going to bring her back starting off once a year, and it depends on how the demand goes. If we see that she's still picking up and getting that momentum, then maybe we'll do it twice a year, but she still won't be permanent. It's just going to be a limited edition, and it's just going to be one time a year that you'll be able to get it. And it probably won't be, a lot of units as much as we did with Cheers to the Beauty, but it'll be just that one time of the year that if you missed it, it's still a limited edition product. Here's your opportunity to get it. And we will not make like an announcement in, what are we in, October, and say, hey, she'll be back in February. We're not going to do that. It's just going to be like,
oh, really?
Can I get an email the day before?
Sorry?
Can I get an email? Can I get an email the day before so I can be ready?
You want that insider information.
Just hey Chelsea, you might want to check Coloured Raine tomorrow. I'm like, I'm there.
Well, you know, I may have 4 of them laying around, just 4. And so, you know, I don't know. She might pop up in your mailbox. I don't know.
Oh.
Happens me.
Oh my
If
goodness.
you do decide to bring Safari Raine back, I want to introduce who is our queen moderator and one who just manages this our community during these live
She
chats.
does.
Oh my gosh.
Hi, Emily.
She goes above and beyond.
She does.
Always.
She is like a literal angel on this earth. And she wants to know if you were to, would you bring back the palette or would you bring it back as singles for Safari Raine?
No, it'll come back as a palette, not as singles.
Okay. Yeah, because the singles.
The presentation of Safari is only right in the palette form. Like, I want you to have that whole experience. I want you to experience what I experienced those 6 months of doing my due diligence and studying the nature and the wilderness. I want you to experience that just the same. So it'll be in a palette form.
I love it. So what's the one restock that we got this year, the one for this year, or will it be coming back at all in 2020?
No, it's done for 2020. So if you didn't get her in 2020, I'm sorry. Did that sound harsh, Chelsea?
See, right there. Yes. I was
No, she said what she said, Chelsea. That was it. It's done.
I'm being silly. I'm just laughing because I was saying, I was like, I wonder if it's gonna come back or if the June, July was the one time for the year.
That was it.
You know,
that was
she's done for 2020. Okay. You can thank COVID for that though, because COVID completely messed up. So she will make an appearance in 2021. I can't tell you when. I have 2 seasons in mind that I'm possibly thinking of. I'm not sure. I'm not going to mention it here simply because I don't want to give anyone false hope and then they hold me to my, hey girl, when is that palette coming out? You said, you know, I'm not going to do that. Yeah. So, but she will appear in 2021.
Okay.
She will.
They will refer back and they will play sound clips and they will send it in your DM and be like, remember when you said, remember what you said right here.
It's the whole year.
Yeah.
Right. So, yeah, she'll make an appearance in 2021 and she will be in full palette form. And I don't know, you know, we have some special things planned. You know, I'm always changing things up at the last minute. I would never change Safari Raine, but something that we are thinking of is a Queen of Hearts 2. People have been asking me for this for years. I'm telling you, since 2017, people have been asking for Queen of Hearts 2. I can already tell you the palette design is already done.
Oh, my heart.
And I've had this design since 2016, when Queen of Hearts.
Wow.
So,
Loraine, now you're going to have to stop sitting on greatness now.
Come on now.
I have some things. Like I told you guys the other day, I have projects sitting in my notes in my phone.
I know.
God. But we are working on a Queen of Hearts 2. And this one, she has to be so very special because Queen of Hearts has set the bar so high that I got to make sure she's right on point with her. And so that color story really, really, really has to speak to me and it has to make sense. So you might see a Queen of Hearts 2 in 2021 also.
2021 is the year of Coloured Raine.
I would love to show you guys the artwork. I hate surprises. Like, we don't do surprises here in my family. And so this is why, like, Chelsea, when you came on my live the other day, I was like, oh, you guys can see the next color story.
That was so funny.
I'm going to change some things about that color story anyway. So you'll still be surprised when it comes out.
I know.
Like,
she was like, I'm not going to show you.
Then
she was like, I'm going to give y'all a quick, just a quick peek. She was like,
I did
and then she was like, I'm not sure. And then she was like, all right, I'm going to show y'all.
And I was sure did. But I'm going to change some things about it. I am going to change some things in there. And you guys will be pleasantly surprised.
I can't wait for that one.
I'm so excited.
It was so pretty.
We can't even.
You are too.
Listen, everything. People are just beyond their minds with this interview. They are beyond inspired, beyond encouraged, beyond motivated.
We have to have you back.
Yes.
If anything, that's the one takeaway. That's the one takeaway I try to make sure anyone that takes the time out to watch an interview that I'm participating in, just take away just one thing. And hopefully it's the positive energy. Hopefully it's just the
oh my gosh, your energy
and
is
everything
infectious.
else from there would fall into place.
But wait. Before we go, let's take a picture. We have to. Okay, but
yes.
So
I'm not very
hold it.
Wait a minute,
girl. Yes,
Hold
you
on.
are.
Hold on. Let me take. Okay, great.
Alicia, you doing it?
Oh, am I doing it?
Oh no, I'm doing it. I thought you were doing something. Okay, I'm doing it. Okay. Hold it, y'all. Okay, 1.
Wait,
two.
hold on. You can see my sodas cans in the back. Hold on.
Okay. I got you. Got it.
Okay, so love.
Oh my
God,
you
guys are everything.
You are everything.
You.
Like I
You make it so
love
easy.
You. Seriously.
No,
you are just
your energy, your vibe. I told you guys this the other day when we were speaking. Like, this is the type of energy I like to keep myself around. If it was just negative energy or anything of the sort, I'd be out of here. I wouldn't even interview. But I knew from the interview that I caught of you guys a few months ago, I knew I wanted to speak with you guys immediately.
Wow.
So thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for.
Oh my goodness! Thank you so much for coming. I mean,
so
we can't thank you enough.
Yes.
Seriously. The fact that you even took the time out to watch our interview and let alone wanted to come on the show and talk to us, thank you from the bottom of our hearts.
Yes,
your conversation
you guys
has
do
been
a lot
everything.
for the community.
Oh my gosh. You do too. Thank you, Loraine.
You guys do so much for the community, and we need this. We need it. Please don't ever give up. Please don't ever give up. Keep on doing more. Keep on speaking to more of us brand owners. Let's pick their brains. Let's inform and educate the consumers about who they're investing their monies into. You know, what better way than to hear from the horse's mouth themselves, you know?
Right.
Absolutely.
I mean, it just makes you love a brand more, or makes you realize maybe this is not the brand for me. Depending on the brand. But yeah.
There you go. And please,
in this case,
guys, if you hear something that you do not like from whether it's a brand owner or anyone, an influencer, don't get upset with them for what they said. Say thank you for showing me who you are. And you know how to proceed and move forward from there. I tell each and every one of my friends that stop getting pissed at this person for showing you their true colors. Be happy they showed it to you. Take that away from this interview, please.
That is so true. Thank you for sharing that.
That's it.
Thank you for having me. You queens are everything. I love this energy. I love this vibe. You guys are.
Yes, and you're coming back, right?
You're coming back. Yes, you are.
Whenever you guys need me, I am here. If I'm available, I am here. We can girl chat all day, every day.
Done. Yes. I love it.
Yay.
And thank you everyone who tuned in for this live. I appreciate you guys and your questions.
Thank you all.
Yes, this is amazing. This was amazing.
Yeah. And we will see everyone soon.
I love it.
Yes.
Yes. Looking forward to you guys' next interview.
Yay! Next week. Thank you so much for coming, and thank you all for tuning in to another episode of Behind the Beauty.
Yeah.